Yeah, first, I want to say a few words about our fellow citizens in Puerto Rico. They need to know that they are in our thoughts and our prayers. First, Hurricane Irma. Now, Hurricane Maria. This has been a devastating hurricane. This is a humanitarian crisis. The images and the stories coming out of the island are absolutely heartbreaking and devastating. This is our country, and these are our fellow citizens. They need our help, and they're going to get our help. I want the people of Puerto Rico to know that we are in this with them. Right now, this is a rescue mission. And I also want the people of Puerto Rico to know that they're going to get the kind of support and the aid that Texas and Florida have been enjoyed. The bill we passed out of here a couple weeks ago for FEMA equally applies to Puerto Rico. Right now, it's search, it's rescue, it's humanitarian. And when we get the information we need from the administration, we will be doing more in Congress to act on all of these hurricane victims, wherever they are, because these hurricanes have really wreaked havoc on many of our fellow citizens. Now, the Trump administration is going to do all that it needs to do to get the information to us so that Congress again will act in response to these hurricanes. I want to address another important development with our agenda. We're very excited about this because we really believe that we have an historic chance at prosperity in this country. Our Republican leaders in the House, the Senate, and the White House, we've come together on this concrete framework for historic tax reform. We're going to be discussing this with our members tomorrow. I can't tell you how excited this is because this is not just a big moment for Congress, it's a big moment for Americans. Too many people are struggling in America today. They pay too much in taxes, they feel stuck, they feel anxious, they're living paycheck to paycheck, and we need faster economic growth, and we need a tax code that's built for growth that helps struggling families. People need relief, and we know this. That's why this framework is going to be focused on helping American families. It's going to be focused on helping the people in the middle. It's going to be focused on helping people get to the middle who are struggling to do that. At the same time, our businesses in America cannot compete with the low tax rates of foreign nations. So what are they doing? They're moving overseas. And the people who are staying here, the companies that stay, they're getting hit hard. And when a company moves overseas, it takes its jobs and it takes its capital overseas. I was over at Harley-Davidson just the other day. It's an American-made company in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. Everybody knows what a Harley-Davidson motorcycle is. I heard the enormous challenges that they face. Their competitors all face much lower effective tax rates than Harley does. That's the story of American businesses who are put at an enormous competitive disadvantage. But historic tax reform will put all of our businesses in a better competitive position so they can stay here at home, so that they can raise wages, increase economic growth, more investment in American jobs, more investment in American economic growth, and more take-home pay so that the people in America living paycheck to paycheck can get the relief that they need and that they deserve. If we succeed in tax reform, and if we lower the tax rates, these kinds of companies will prosper, they'll grow, they'll hire, they'll increase wages. There's no doubt about it, this country needs this. And that is why we're very, very excited about historic tax reform. Reform that we have not seen in this country since 1986. It is high time we do this, and that is why we're very, very excited about doing this, bringing prosperity, wages, higher take-home pay to American citizens. And that's why tomorrow is the beginning of a very important process that we're really excited about here in Congress. Questions?
Mr. Speaker, you and I share a common bond as co-owners of the Green Packers.
Any other Packer owners here? Okay, just the two of us. Okay. Well.
So last week, the president was in Alabama, and he said that owners should consider benching or firing players that disrespect the anthem by sitting or kneeling during the national anthem. What's your take on that?
Hey, look, people are clearly within their rights to express themselves how they see fit. My own view, though, is we shouldn't do it on the anthem. The national anthem, our flag, and the people who defend it and represent it, that should be celebrated everywhere and always, and that's my opinion. Casey.
Mr. Speaker, I don't mean to put you on the spot. You were talking about health care, tax reform.
I slipped.
John slipped a little bit.
You want to Kevin in there?
I was sending a message to the Senate.
There's been a split in your party and some concern in the Senate that Republican voters are very angry at Congress for not doing anything on major priorities. Do you think that they'll forgive you? Will Republicans forgive you if you can pass tax reform, even if you fail?
Well, obviously, in the House, we're a little frustrated because the House has done its job. We passed our health care bill last May. We have passed more bills in the House of Representatives at this stage of the Trump presidency than at the same stage of the Obama presidency, the Clinton presidency, both Bush presidencies. We have been extremely productive. For the first time since 2004, we passed all of our appropriation bills as a Republican majority. So, yes, we're a little frustrated that the Senate has not acted on a seminal promise, health care, which, by the way, Obamacare is collapsing. But tax reform affects every single American. Tax reform affects our confidence as a country. It affects whether or not middle-class taxpayers who are struggling can actually meet their mortgage payment, get their kids in school, save for retirement. And it really determines whether we have the kind of an economy that gets people into the middle class in the first place. So tax reform is the most important thing we can do to restore confidence to this country, to get jobs and prosperity. And that is why we are so singularly focused on getting this done this year. Babe. We'll answer those questions when we release our outline, Rachel. I think that particular question you're asking will be addressed tomorrow. Susan.
Is it still your goal, I've seen you at various press conferences holding up that postcard?
Yes.
Talking about tax rates and helping the middle class. What about simplification?
Yes.
Is that still going to be part of the
It is, and your question is about simplification of the tax code. That is one of our most important priorities. I think a lot of American families are struggling under the complexity and the weight of the tax code and the invasiveness of the Internal Revenue Service. So this is a top priority of ours, and this is something we will also address tomorrow.